Hey, this is Notser, and today we're going to be taking a look at a British battlecruiser in rank battles. Very excited to show off the St. Vincent. This is the tier 10, and it's 11.6 early access. That does mean I spent doubloons on this, and those doubloons came directly from the support on YouTube and Twitch. Thank you guys so much. You're the reason why this content is so, hopefully, useful and current. And this game in particular, it's going to show off this beautiful battleship just fine. We are rocking the premium skin that comes from the early access. It is a combination of sort of 1880s Britain with some like copper piping and some like spotlighting and some steampunkish elements. Very cool, in fact. Now, the build that I'm using is on the screen. A couple highlights. We're using rudder. This does have British acceleration baked in, so there is no option for propulsion. The only other option is duration of flood and fire, and of course I go rudder. Rate of fire on the main gun, accuracy in slot 3. For the commander, vigilance is a really great skill. You don't have hydroacoustics, so that does give you a little bit more confidence around torpedoes. Also, we opt for concealment, which is a battlecruiser emphasized addition instead of fire prevention. And then I use the sort of normal skills that I prefer: improve repair party, focus fire AA, and preventive maintenance. I just think those three skills are more valuable than taking something like fire prevention as well. But, you know, overall, I like the build. It's a tanky battlecruiser design, and that's the emphasis whenever I'm in a battleship every single time. 4 of my friendlies decided to go out west. Don't really agree with that play. And even our Shimakaze doesn't really opt to go towards A, and in fact the enemy is capturing it. So most likely the Vampire is in at A. Stalingrad is also spawned on the west side, and enemy Des Moines. So we know right away where all of the enemies are. And did you notice there was a shot out from the mountainside just to the right of the Des Moines? So there's something else out here that isn't the Des Moines. More enemy ships are spotted on the western side of the map. We've got 5 of the 6 enemy ships with a last known position. It's important that you know where the enemy is, obviously, so that you can best plan ahead and create a good, strong attack. I decide we're going to take the fight to the enemy. We can potentially put pressure on the Des Moines with our 457 and 30mm overmatch. Not a problem at all. But look, friendly Venezia is going the long way around. He's taking himself completely out of the fight, and it might as well be a 5 versus 6 game right now. And of course, we're under radar. The Des Moines does not like not seeing at least my location, and he decides to use radar, which is interesting. I don't think they actually know where the Shimakaze is, and wow, incomparable right in front of us. So we aim at the nose cone, get 15,000. He aims at our rear, and he gets 13,000. And just got to wait on our guns to reload. But while we're doing that, we're going to snake out a torpedo in the general direction of Incomparable. Remember, he has torpedoes too, so he probably is doing the exact same thing. So as we're approaching, we're adjusting our speed, assuming that he might have already sent. Once the guns are reloaded, we fire at the nose cone. The torpedo does make contact, causes a flood. Unfortunately, he catches us real nice with torpedoes and his main battery. I opt to go to the other side of the ship so we can use the other torpedo. Venezia finally is in the fight, and all that we have to do is land this torpedo and hopefully reload our gun before he can fire. And emphasis under the gun so that he cannot actually get away from this death, and we take him out. He lands enough to nearly kill us, and we're going to try and reprint our ship. And our game has already been perfect as far as I'm concerned. Like, that was a really fun engagement with Incomparable. We absolutely made him look very silly with landing not 1 but 2 torpedoes on him and just getting a huge amount of damage with our main battery. So it was really satisfying to take that guy out and, of course, ram his corpse as it rolls over and sinks to the bottom. Enemy Stalingrad is moved up a little bit, and we're under hydroacoustic. So the Des Moines is at least 5.5 kilometers within, and yep, of course, he's right on the other side of the island. So I am considering, how can I approach this? The Thunderer, for whatever reason, has opted to double back and is going over to the west side. I hope that he has firing range. I hope he's not taking himself out of helping against maybe like the Stalingrad or even the Des Moines. It would be really nice, but you can clearly see west side is not working at all. It's fallen. The Shima is on retreat. The Des Moines is potentially trying to move forward against my friendly cruiser, and I'm not confident in the cruiser. He is rushing towards the Des Moines head on. He's got AP. He's also got his torpedoes in the water. Enemy Des Moines seems to have stopped moving forward. Takes a little bit of a damage, maybe from the Thunderer, because the torpedoes have not made contact. None of the torpedoes actually make contact. And the cool thing about any torpedo system is you can always check the momentum of the ship. So as I'm rounding the island, I activate my torpedo just to take a look at where he's going. And of course, we see that he's backing up. So I opt to send. Ooh, he takes another big shot, hopefully from the Thunderer. I think it's a Thunderer just in that position. And as he's backing up, he is setting up a beautiful broadside option. I check with the torpedo. They're not going to make contact. I opt to just shoot him outright. And we knock out the enemy Des Moines in another salvo. It's always satisfying to see those giant numbers. We're going to capture this base. And taking a quick look at the situation, the enemy Vampire, the Ohio, the Schlieffen, and the Stalingrad are what remain. On my team, we've got a Shimakaze, a Thunderer, Venezia, and myself in the St. Vincent. Friendly scout out the Stalingrad, which is good. Kind of a little annoyed. Not that I had any opportunity to fire on anyone, but we really need information, and 4 ships being dark, not good. But we're able to land a pretty decent salvo. I like to take a lot of quick shots in something like the St. Vincent because it does lack main battery range. That's one of the weak points of the British Battlecruisers. And any way to extend it out. Normally, in this situation, you just take a quick shot. There's a lot of island coverage. Most likely, none of them are actually in open water. And we can just quickly fire back to back to back to back. Never holding, because you want to be aggressive with that salvo. And 11,000's pretty good from this range. Basically bonus damage, because my real prize is, of course, that Stalingrad. So we're just taking a look at the mini-map, and we're just trying to gauge where his butt is. And we do get pretty good location on the shells. 4 of the shells actually land on the target, and they do decent damage. Friendly Thunderer follows up with a massive salvo that does a huge amount of damage. Enemy Ohio tries to return the favor on us, but we slow down. Obviously, the Stalingrad's backing away, as you can see on the minimap, so we're just going to wait until he backs up just a little bit more, get him super low. He can basically die in one more salvo, and ooh, enemy Schlieffen aggressively coming around to try and get a northern flank on my location and the friendly Venezia. So I decide, oh, well, we've got to. I'm holding my fire, waiting to see if friendlies are able to take him out. I don't want to waste a salvo, and yes, they do take him out. But we activate our speed boost because I'm going to duck into cover, denying the Schlieffen. This is how I love to play. You corner the vision of the map and the available defense play, and whoo, 20,000 against that Ohio. Don't show too much broadside there. Liable to die. But as I moved up into this position, I threw myself against the Ohio, taking away the Schlieffen's ability to affect my game. So, yeah, I'm risking myself in some ways, but I'm getting such a massive reward, and I'm wasting someone's time by not allowing them to be effective against not only myself, but someone else. The Schlieffen made a critical misplay, or I guess the Schlieffen made a good aggressive play trying to make a difference, but he was not able to remain completely unspotted. And when he was actually revealed, it was much easier to counter his play. You see, he's just trying to be as sneaky as he can be. And speaking of sneaky, enemy Vampire shows back up. Friendly Shima is able to take out the enemy Ohio with torpedoes, and I get a nice broadside on a Vampire. So I just lay out my salvo. Friendly lands a big sap shell, and I finish off the Vampire. And just like that, there's only one enemy left, the Schlieffen. And he's doing very similar to what I was doing just a mere moments ago. He is rotating around the island, keeping it in place of my ship, and he's going after my friendly, who unfortunately has pulled a Notser. He's ran right into that island, and he is in trouble because he is in secondary range, and I pretty much guarantee he's spotted unless he's in smoke. And as we get close to the enemy Schlieffen through the island, we're spotted by hydroacoustic. So he knows exactly where the closest other threat lies, and he's going to do very similar to what I was doing prior, which is keep this island between my ship and his ship. But I'm trying to address this problem rapidly. The British acceleration obviously helps keep speed in the turns. I don't have the engine boost though, and he does appear to recognize just how close I was actually getting, and he puts the ship in full throttle forward, and there is a threat that he could potentially have sent some type of torpedo. And as we're approaching the edge, he would have already sent them and we would have seen them on our screen. So we're just going to rotate quickly to try and punish this man. And, you know, the battlecruisers don't have a lot of bow and stern armor, and they have a really big gun caliber advantage. So I was like, oh, well, if you're going to present, we've got to oblige with 28,000 damage up the German rear end. Just going to send my torpedoes because I want to do something while my guns are on cooldown. But I can promise you, this will end the same way that it just started, with 457 going right up the German battlecruiser's rear end, and his guns are just watching as we're saying goodbye. See you later, Schlieffen. St. Vincent is here to stay. 226,000 damage done, 4 kills, 2 base captures, 2,500 base XP. That's a carry, and that's the British battlecruisers. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I stream at twitch.tv/Notser. My North American recruit invite's on the screen as well. Thank you and have a wonderful day.